facts and details that you guys read, where it talks that Venice is sinking and the sea around it is rising. Venice has 150 narrow canals and is built on 118 islands. And water is not just in lagoons, it's everywhere. So what is another fact or detail that we learned from this story that could fit into this web? Koa?
Venice has 50 floods in 1 year.
That is a good one. Is there anything else that could go along with, did we learn anything before that we learned that there were 50 floods in 1 year? Noah? Okay, that's right, there were 50 floods in 1 year. There's about 50 floods every year, right?
Yeah.
Does anybody remember what the start of that was? What happened right before there were 50 floods that happened a year? Eli?
There was a big flood.
A big flood?
There's a big flood on, there was the most devastating flood on November 4th, 1966.
There you go. Let's go ahead and write that in. The most devastating flood soaked the city on November 4th, 1966. And since then, there has been up to 50 floods a year. That's a lot. Could you imagine 50 floods a year? We've had, what, 2 in the last 12 years? That's a lot. I couldn't imagine having 50.
Yeah.
2 was enough.
And just
1 a year is enough. It was more than enough if you ask me.
Yeah.
Okay, who can give me another fact or detail that we could put into this web that tells about Venice is sinking and the sea around it is rising? What's something else that supports that main idea? Can anybody tell me something that has made Venice sink even faster? Noah?
They sucked up the groundwater.
The removal of groundwater. Very good. The removal of groundwater has made Venice sink even faster. If you guys need to, you can talk it over with your partners and see if you can come up with some facts and details in the story that support this main idea. Okay? Okay, we got 2 more that we need to use to fill in this web. So take just a little bit of time, talk it over with your partners, look through the story again if you need to, and find some...
I didn't get this sentence done.
Oh, I'm sorry, sweetheart. Eli, do you have another one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Aqua Alta erodes buildings.
Do what?
The Aqua Alta erodes buildings.
What was the Aqua Alta? Do you remember what that was?
Water.
It was the Italian word for high water. Very good. Aqua?
Aqua.
Is it just aqua? Okay. The Aqua Alta erodes buildings.
Well, I really don't know, because it's a G in there, I have no idea.
Yeah, it's got a
Wait,
C.
it's a G, not a Q.
No, it's a Q. It's got a C in
Oh,
it.
it's a Q.
Yeah, it's a Q.
A-C-Q.
A-C-Q-U-A.
Let's just go aqua, guys. I really don't know.
Does anybody have any more thoughts on what another fact or detail could be that helps support this main idea? Because there's quite a few more that could be added. Okay. Talk it over with your partners and stand when you can give me an idea or a fact that supports this main idea. There's lots of ideas in here. There's lots of ideas, there's lots of facts. There isn't necessarily a right or wrong answer. I mean, as long as it's something that supports the main idea. Think about maybe what the water does. Besides erodes the buildings, there's another, like the salt water. Get some more responses. Okay, Jada?
It's the salt water seeps into bricks and making salt.
Very good. We can do another one. Absolutely. You can add more than one in each one of these bubbles if you want to. Or you can have as many, if you're making your own, you can have as many come off of here as you want. And salt water is one word, I'm sorry. No, you had something different. When you're done writing, you can tell me what you had. You're done?
We had waste and lagoon debris in the water.
Very good. Did anybody tell me what the experts warned about? Or what the experts said? Go ahead and stand when you can tell me what the experts had warned. You're standing, I see you. I was trying to get it where the glare was. There we go. Trying to get it where the glare was off. This one. Erin, can you find it? Can you find in the article where it talks about what the experts warned?
What do the experts say?
Catherine, Shaylee,
Right.
go back and look through the story.
What do the experts warn about? Would like to put that as a idea. That's okay. Can we fix it?
Did you find it?
Underlined it.
Shaylee, you want to tell me what did the experts warn? Sorry? It would, in the article, what did the experts warn Venice about? What did they say might happen? Okay, Erin?
Experts warn that Venice may sink on, what is that word?
Additional?
Additional 8 inches in the next 50 years.
Yep, very good.
It's like one. Like 1.5 inches.
Yeah, that's a lot, isn't it?
I still have it on my
Okay, hold on, Eli, I'll ask you just a minute, okay? Hi, I'm Alicia, and I am teaching a 5th grade, I'm student teaching in a 5th grade class. The first lesson, the reflection, is over classroom management. So what I'd first like to talk about is when I was planning my lesson, I have taken what my teacher has done, like when planning for instruction we do to make sure that all the kids get involved. And
and aren't interrupting or blurting out, we do, like, I will sit down and I read the lesson to them, and then we go over the questions, and to make sure they're all paying attention, I call on the students to have them read or answer questions like vocabulary words, tell me what they mean, and to go over what I have just read. Some other things that I have done, or that I planned for this lesson, was shoulder reading. This way the kids not only hear it from me, but they also hear it 2 more times, because they will each read the passage to each other to make sure that they're paying attention and to make sure that they're understanding what is being read. How I implemented it during the lesson is, like I said, I had them shoulder read. I walked around and made sure that each child was following along, was paying attention, and was staying on track. Some of the behavior issues that we might have is children talking with one another instead of staying on task. Another one would be for the children to basically just copy what their partner is doing instead of trying to do it themselves. We might have a little bit of blurting out, not a whole lot, but sometimes. So what I did was, like I said, I walked around, checked on the students, made sure they were following along. One of the things that I did to ensure that the children were not just copying one another was instead of one person doing the work, I made sure that they were both doing the work, and if one student didn't get it, if their partner couldn't explain to them what they were supposed to be doing, what they were looking for, then I would explain it to them. Because while they're answering the questions, they actually have to look through the article that they read and find the proof and write the number of the question and highlight the sentence of where they put it. And then the blurting out, I really didn't have any issues with the blurting out this time. What has happened in the past with that is we just simply remind them, please raise your hand. Don't just blurt out. If you have something to say, raise your hand. That way you have the attention of the teacher and you're not disturbing the rest of the class. So that's what can be done for that one. Another one is, see, we really don't have very many behavior issues. I guess another one would be, like I said, them not paying attention. But the way that can be solved is, having them, instead of, I guess one way that I could improve my lesson is, instead of calling on one student at a time, and I've gotten both input from my principal and my teacher, instead of calling on one student at a time, have more partner talks. Because I already have them talk with their partners, stand up when they're done, and stuff like that. But if I was to have, like, instead of having them raise their hands and just calling on one student, I could have them partner talk. That way I know that they're all paying attention, I know that they're all engaged, and I know that they all are following the same guidelines that I'm on, and they'll follow right along. So if they partner talk, then I know that the partners are talking to each other and they're explaining their answers and how they got what they got. And then they can answer, I can have them stand up when they're done. That way I know that all the students have the answers and they're all ready to answer, and then I can have them answer all at the same time. Or I can just have them answer, one partner group answer and then another partner group answer. But like I said, we really didn't have too many behavior issues this time, so I think the lesson went really well. So, thank you.